So I haven't posted on here in a long time. It's been a little bit. It's been a couple months. And I know what you're probably thinking. Where you been? Why isn't this Super Mario Sunshine? Well, Super Mario Sunshine will come, but I felt like I needed to address the room, address the elephant in the room. Well, there's a couple elephants in the room. I'm in a room with a lot of elephants, and it's a small room, but some really big elephants. It's not important. First one, you can probably see in the background. I'm moving. There's a lot of stuff back there. So my set's going to look a little different. I am not going to be here for much longer, only for maybe another 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe 4 if they keep moving my closing date back, which they seem to want to do. So eventually I'll have a new set. And it'll be nice, it'll be cool, but it kind of inspired me that. And then the other thing I want to talk about, I haven't actually posted in a little while. Why? Well, because I wanted to take time and use it towards my main channel, Nolly TV, that I was spending a lot of time on, and doing my video essays, video reviews, stuff like that. But the thing was, is that it is a lot of work, and I still love it. I still enjoy it. I'm still going to go 110% in on it. And I felt like I couldn't do everything for multiple channels. And I wanted to have this one. I was using it as a vault for my old videos and like just to keep those alive, and also just to still do Let's Plays because they weren't really popular. They weren't getting me numbers, but I still wanted to do them. So the Let's Plays were over here, and then I could use the gameplay footage for those other videos. Problem being, it was a lot of time. It was time consuming. I was trying to put 110% into my not TV, and then 110% into, or really it was just whatever was left over into what was Noggy Plays, and now I've shortened it to just Noggy. It wasn't really working out for me. I was getting really burnt out, and I just realized I was like, well, maybe I'll have more time for Nog TV if I stop doing stuff for Noggy Plays. And it wasn't really true, because this was not taking up that much time. Nog TV is what took up a lot of time. This stuff was actually relatively pretty quick and easy to do. And also, I just got into this rut of like, man, I'm just trying so hard. I'm doing all this stuff, but I feel like there's still so much more I want to cover, and I can't put it on Nog TV because Nog TV is this little umbrella. It's this little umbrella with not that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit in that little niche of video game essays and stuff like that. But there's so much I want to do. Let's Plays and reviews of other games that I don't normally cover, and more rants and reviews of movies and different other stuff that I like. I'm a variety type of guy, and I've never liked how back in the day I feel like you could do it, but nowadays YouTube is very like you have to have a niche. You have to have one particular thing that you do that nobody else does. And I like to try to do a little bit of it. I don't like to put myself into a box and only do that one thing or talk about that one specific thing. I've never been like that. So I feel like I'm not going to be good when I'm trying to be like that. It's not the real me. It's not fake, or it's not real. It's fake. And so I was like, you know what? And I started to watch some other, like, I still watch Let's Plays, still watch a lot of YouTube, see what I can, learn from other people. And also just because I want to be entertained too. And I've been watching a little bit of Moist Critical. And I'm a little late to the party on that. I know he's kind of already blown up before. But, and just watching other creators that kind of just do whatever they want. They're just so nonchalant. And they just treat it like fun. It takes me back to the good old days of YouTube, where it was just creators were creators. They weren't trying to figure out, oh, how can I monopolize all my content or monetize all my content and do this and that and try to make it like this and like that and really advertiser friendly. And it's not really them. It's like they're speaking for a community, or they're speaking for a company, or they're speaking for a group. They're not speaking their personal opinion, and there's no individuality. And, I was like, you know what? I want to get back to that. I want to do that. Screw it if it doesn't get me any views. If I get 5 views on this video, because it'll probably be a pretty boring video for most people. But it's the one I want to make. And also, I miss back in the day how people would treat their channels almost like they were video diaries or video logs. Like, it was something they could go back and look at, like with this channel. I have a lot of my vlogs on there. That's probably the number one thing I go back to and look at is my old vlogs, and just look at old memories and stories and stuff like that. I want to do more like that. I might do more stories. I might do when I go places, road trips, vacations, when I'm hanging out with people coming over, when we're doing parties. Maybe I'll video more and kind of do more behind the scenes stuff. I think it'd be kind of fun. So, I understand. I get it. It's not going to be for everyone, but this is the stuff that I want to do. That going forward, after already wasting about 5 minutes of your time with that, I'll talk a little bit about me. For those that don't really know me, because I'm not on camera a whole lot. I do want to work on my on-camera presence. I want to work on being more comfortable talking with people. I've been kind of back and forth on my YouTube history of if I want to be on camera, if I don't, if I want to be in skits, or if I just want to be a voiceover type of guy. And I want to be more confident because, let's face it, I'm pretty shy. I'm an introvert. I don't even really like talking to people that much in real life. So a good start is talking to strangers on the internet. To do that, I need to get some stuff out in the air. On this channel, there's going to be a lot of stuff covered. I already have a ton of videos planned. Like, I'm just going to sit back and record a bunch of them today. So you'll see me in the same outfit all day because it'll be that way for a lot of videos because that's what I'm wearing and I'm recording a bunch today. I've got all these rants, these things I want to talk about. It'll be, like I said, game reviews. Going to do a movie review probably this weekend. Maybe it might be up later today, or it could be tomorrow or Sunday. Just maybe talk about current events, things, just whatever is on my mind. Literally whatever. Like, this channel could have whatever under the sun. So if you don't like that, or you think it's boring or uninteresting, you're not going to hurt my feelings by subscribing. This is not the channel where I'm going to be like, hit that subscribe button, mash that subscribe button, guys, leave a like, don't forget to react, share with all your friends, and giveaways. It's just going to be, if you like it, you're welcome to hang out. I appreciate you in the community. I'll take whoever I can get, but I'm not fighting for love in here. I'm trying to, buy your guys' love and support or whatever. If you want to support, I appreciate it. If not, you can go on about your day. I'm going to be talking about things, my personal life, my personal history, beliefs, things like that. For first and foremost, need to get it out of the way. I don't ever talk about it on TV except for maybe like once I mentioned it. Anytime I try to mention it, I try to just make it a thing in the background. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, there's this thing, and then I'll go on to the next thing and pretend like it's no big deal. So the first step to feeling more comfortable speaking on camera, talking about myself, is getting things out in the open, getting things out in the air. First thing I'd like to talk about is my disability. Just going to go ahead and start off strong. I have a disability in my hands. That's why they look like this. They look a little funky. I get it. I get a lot of questions. I get people trying to make jokes or crack jokes and be like, oh, I've been called everything from like T-Rex hands and T-Rex arms. People saying that I'm like jazz hands. Whatever, you name it. I've probably heard it. Also, I get a lot of stares, even in the grocery store from adults. It's been that way since I was a kid. It's fine. I get it. It's always bothered me in the past, of course. Like, it's not going to not bother me. And I've tried to say that I've gotten over it and I've gotten more thicker skin. But really, it's just been kind of getting rude and abrasive about it and like deflective. And anyone that knows me knows I try to be optimistic. I try to be really loving, understanding, very gentle and compassionate. If it sounds like I'm coming off defensive, it's just because I'm trying to show that I'm breaking out of that shell, so to speak. It's just a part of who I am. It's nothing I can get around. There's not a cure for it. It is a form of muscular dystrophy known as Charcot-Marie-Tooth. And I've always been in a weird spot where I feel like I am too disabled for normal people, for the able-bodied folks out there, but I'm not disabled enough for the people that like have serious disabilities. And why I say that is because a lot of people want to give me their pity. A lot of people, when you have some sort of disability or you look different from someone or you act different from someone, a lot of people want to feel the need to like give you pity and to feel bad for you. As a kid, coaches not playing me on the football team, even though I tried really hard. I studied. I knew everything. Like, I was probably watching film at like 5th or 6th grade. I was watching regular games. I was watching replays of our games that people had. I was practicing out in the yard, at staying after practice, like doing whatever I can. It didn't matter. I had a disability, and so the coaches were afraid I was gonna get hurt, and they didn't want to play me. And so how am I ever supposed to even prove myself or show that I'm good? Even in practice, they would even hold me out of drills sometimes, and it was like I'm wanting to get in there. Like, I want to be treated like everyone else, and or people feeling like they have to give me handouts. and like oh, like they're doing a nice thing by babying me. And then on the flip side, there are times where like I legitimately need help and I feel too bad to ask because I already told them I don't want any help, or that I'm trying to prove that I can do it on my own, and I end up feeling or being afraid I'm going to look like a hypocrite. And also just the fact that I've met people having a disability. When I see other people with disability, it's something I'm passionate about and I always care about, and I would love to do. I've talked about on Nog TV or on this channel maybe somehow at some point I'd love to do some kind of fundraiser. I see streamers do all these things for people and they raise all this money, and I see all these things and it's incredible, and I love that, and I'm very happy that they're doing that for good causes. And I've always seen that and be like, man, I wish I could have that same impact. I wish I could have that same effect and like help out a cause that's not only like a good cause, but also it's something that directly like I have ties to, something that I've seen firsthand how it affects people. My what I have with Charcot-Marie Tooth, you can Google it. It's not as bad as what it could be. And I'll be honest, I would call myself lucky. A lot of people would not describe me as that and say, how are you lucky? You got a disability. That's unfair. I got lucky. It could have been worse. That's how I look at it. I'm an optimist. There are a lot of people with different forms of muscular dystrophy. I've had people I've known, and even a close friend of mine, who are in wheelchairs. They can't walk. They have a lot worse deformities. People that will just never be able to live on their own or take care of themselves. And I used to go to a camp in I'm from Arkansas, so in Little Rock, our capital, we had this camp called Camp Aldersgate. I wasn't going to name drop it or the location, but just because they do have ways I think you can donate or give on there, and if that's something you're ever able to do financially. It's a camp that it basically gives disabled kids a way to have a normal, traditional camp experience where things are all made accessible for them, where they can, they have like these little chairs you can put them in for the pools, to be able to swim in a pool and to be able to float and do all that fun stuff. And people and volunteers and camp workers there that are trained for these things and can help them with these things and know how to take care and respond. They get really good meals, pretty good camp meals. They do get to do like the camp songs, all this stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff. And I went to some of these with a buddy of mine that we had the same Charcot-Marie Tooth, and we were a little better off. And I remember going, and I thought it was just going to be a lot of kids like us. And there were some kids that legitimately were like, man, I felt really bad for, because I like to complain. I like to say, man, like, well, I like to look, I say I'm an optimist, but there's a lot of times I complain and I look at people that have it better than me and I'm like, that's not fair. But when you go and you look at these kids, it kind of puts into perspective how lucky you are and how much worse it could be, and how these kids have it way worse than you. Way worse. And yet here they are. They're not complaining. They're not, arguing and being all depressed about everything. I mean, maybe they are inside, but they're putting on a smile. They're putting on a face. They're enjoying themselves. They're sharing that laughter and joy with other people. They ask you how you're doing. They talk to you. They treat you like a normal person. And it's only right to treat them like normal people. I don't know why that should be a thing that I need to talk about or address. But unfortunately, being someone that is disabled, I've ran into people that feel like they have to treat you less than human, because in their eyes, because you had no choice of being born with this thing. It just happens. I wasn't born with mine. Well, I guess I had it in me, like the disease, but it was like one of those things where it starts to take effect at a certain age. I was like 5. It was in my feet where I trip a lot and had to wear those braces like the inside of your shoe that I thought was embarrassing back then, because other kids, like I had to wear different types of shoes. I couldn't wear the cool ones. I had to wear like the supportive shoes or bigger shoes that could fit the braces in. And people would be like, well, why do you have that? What is that brace for? Some of them were like, were uncomfortable and would like give me blisters because they rubbed on the inside of my feet, just so I wouldn't like try to trip on my feet. And then that ended up going, actually in a miracle of God, that kind of like, my feet aren't really affected by it anymore. They're not really bothered. I still am kind of clumsy and I trip sometimes over little things if my feet go numb, and I still have bad circulation, but I'll take that 100% over how bad they were. And my hands were a lot worse, but I did have surgeries on them in 8th grade that made them a little bit better. Definitely thankful for that. It's not near perfect, but it's far more accessible with how they are now. And it's I can still do some things that some people can. But that's the first thing I need to get out of the way, is that I've always felt in the weird spot where I don't want people's pity, but it is something worth mentioning that I'm not going to try to pretend it doesn't exist. Like I don't want it to be an excuse at the same time. So that out of the way. And then the last thing is another thing that might be controversial to some people is it'll be something that will come up in my videos, and some videos might be solely about it. I do go to church. I do call myself a Christian, follower of God. So if that upsets you again, I apologize. If you've been hurt by a church or someone that claimed to be a Christian, I apologize on their behalf, even if they've never apologized. I try to do my best and follow what I believe the Bible says, and what I've learned over the years. I don't really associate myself with a certain denomination if that's something you care about. I just try to follow God, man. I think there's a lot of hubbub about, separating people into different groups and categories, and seeing the little meticulous beliefs on how you believe on this really fine, minute detail that doesn't really matter. I just love God. I try to show that to other people. So if you hear me mention something about that in a video, or I say something, again, don't be caught off guard and be like, oh my gosh, I feel differently about this guy now. But I'm never going to force it down anyone's throat, or put it in your face and say, hey, believe what I believe. More than welcome to hang out here, even if you don't believe that. I just hope that I can be a good kind of example of how I feel like people should treat other people, and represent the belief and the religions that I have. So with that being said, I don't really have much more else to say. I just wanted to get this video out. I'll probably have another video out today. I'm not going to commit to a certain video schedule. I might have 3 videos one day. I might have 1 video a month. Who knows? It's whatever I have, whenever I have it ready, whenever I get a chance to record, when I have something to say. A lot of it's still going to be gameplay. I'm actually playing Mouse PI for Hire right now and recording some. So that's going to be up, depending on how long it is and how long I want the episodes to be. There might be a lot of videos uploaded frequently. There might be one every couple days. I'm also do plan on going back and finishing Mario Sunshine, because I think I still have the save file. So I'm going to finish that. I also never finished Silent Hill, but I was only an episode in, I think. So I'll probably start fresh at that point. I've got Sonic games, Mario, Zelda. I'm going to play more of my Steam games. I'm trying to get more into games on my PC, especially for when I move, so I don't have 50,000 consoles everywhere. A lot of them just be on display, but I can't plug them all up at the same time. So I'll have a lot of different things ready to go. And we'll see. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited to just kind of have fun and be chill and be laid back. I'm going to do a movie review of, at some point today or tomorrow, probably the Yakuza movie from 2007. Because I started playing the games and I watched that movie. So I'm ready for everything that's coming up. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If anyone was along for the near 20-minute ride that this is, I'm seeing on my timer, thank you guys for watching. That's about all I got. I'll see you next time for whatever video I have going on next.